day. This is a War Thunder bug report on the 3D decorations of the Duplex drive Sherman and North Carolina Anchor, which seems to have the, the opposite of all other 3D decorations in War Thunder. They cannot be placed on certain locations of the ships because they seem to interfere with the hull steels, sheets, hull segments and bulkheads and internal components like engineering machinery spaces, shafts, magazine feeds and whatnot. They also seem to only work on certain structures like wooden vents that you see on top of certain vessels that go into the bottom decks of ships. As well as this, they also seem to only work on carly floats, a flotation device you sometimes see on warships' decks in War Thunder. This video may be long, but hopefully it shows most of these issues. In this clip, we show the Abdiel class mine layer. You can see the Sherman seems to only work over the Harley float. There's a large amount of floats just there on both sides of the structure. As you can see, I'm moving it around. You can see it only seems to work around on top of the Harley floats. But nowhere else. But interferes with the structures of metal, deck plates and whatnot. Does work on small structures like this box here. Not sure what the box is for, but it works on the box. But nowhere else. It interferes with the superstructure of the warship, the bow section of the warship, and we use the anchor for a rare time. Not going to really use it much because it's safe on time. See, it seems to work only where the carly floats are, but nowhere else. And that little box. Here we see the Hawkins, or should I say Vindictive in this colour scheme. Seems to not work on most parts of this vessel except for the box and carly floats again. As you'll see, I'm placing the Sherman on top of the little box there and the carly floats, and they seem to work perfectly. But anywhere else on this vessel, it does not seem to work at all. And now we come to the Courageous class. You can see the bulkheads are interfering with the vessel. Also, the flight decks on the flying off platforms don't seem to work either. Should be out the way of everything, but they don't work. And in the bow of the ship, the superstructure doesn't work, except for back on the carly floats again. Only seems to work on the carly floats. Not sure why it only works on the carly floats or the boxes. But in this clip, we see it working. See it also interfere with the machinery spaces, the vents coming from the vessel's engines. Trying to check everywhere else, but to no avail. Now we come to a town class 1936. For some reason does not work on the curly floats here. Well, at least these ones here, at least. But does work for some reason on this boat. It clips through the boat. You can see it's in the boat. I don't want to be in that boat. But nowhere else, by looks. Trying to put it over the rangefinders, not working. Put on the turrets, put on the bow. Superstructure again, not working anywhere really. But then we have the boats here. But no, these raised platforms with carly floats on top of them. It seems to work. This is noticeable in several British cruisers post-modernisation and modern-built ships of the time period with these platforms. But anywhere else, nope, not at all. For some reason it doesn't work in that box for once. Not sure why. It's not really a box, it's a vent that goes into the lower decks to allow air into the ship. Now to the county class, HMS London, post-refit. As you can see, it seems to work on the platform. The carly floats on it. As seen now. Not sure why, it's only these sort of platforms that works on British cruisers, but it must be something to do with the carly floats. Again. Curse this PlayStation camera. But doesn't look like it works on the carly floats yet. Now we come to some American cruisers, as seen with this Baltimore class heavy cruiser. Unfortunately it doesn't seem to work on this vessel. Interferes with most objects on this vessel. In a minute we'll be able to be seeing the Brooklyn class premium, USS Helena. We try again for the Helena. Does not seem to work anywhere. Bulkheads and positions. Even the internal Kingfisher seem to block it. But for some reason does not work on the carly floats, on the turrets. Seems to interfere with the turret heads, the turret faces, and the turret barbettes. No, not barbettes, it's barbettes. Sorry. Here we come to the German battleship Scharnhorst. For some reason only works on this position of the ship. Nowhere else. Everywhere else on the ship, it does not work, but this position. So if you want a centerpiece for your battleship, place the Sherman there, because it's not working anywhere else at the moment. I wanted to show nearly all vessels I could think of, sizes of the blue water tank tree. Here we see the Project 56K Bravi, the missile destroyer we have in game. Unfortunately, this vessel, it does not work anywhere at all, I don't believe. It also interferes with the internal machinery space and the bridge sections of the warship. Here we also come to the Project 68. I'm not even going to pronounce this name, I can't have to pronounce that name. And it seems to not work with anywhere really. Interferes with all the internal components of this cruiser. And we come to the Poltliner. A Sevastopol class, or Gargant class battleship. Dreadnought battleship. It doesn't seem to work anywhere on this vessel either. Come to the Tatsubuka class armored cruiser of Japan, or the Akuma, as is known as a battle cruiser in game. Does not seem to work anywhere at all either, which is unfortunate. Now we come to the Iron Aquila. Technically a scout cruiser by its time period, if I remember correctly, and this is one of the few ships that have these vents that go into the decks. It only seems to work. This only seems to work on this vent here. Also, that one little vent there as well, for some reason. Seems to work in certain positions around only this position of deck and between the two funnels there sometimes. Same with the anchor. I believe we'll be showing the anchor again soon. As you can see, it goes over the vents. And here. But nowhere else on this vessel. It seems to also see you can interfere with the ammunition feeds, the elevators, and the turbines. Now we come to the anchor. It only seems to fit here, but nowhere else. Oh, here as well. Sorry, my bad. But interferes with the funnels, the weaponry, the torpedoes, and the pumps, the internal pump system. And the engines again, or turbines, probably turbines actually. Here we come to the Emile Bertin, French light cruiser. Doesn't seem to work anywhere on this vessel, sadly. I've checked around the place. Might work here. Second. Should have actually checked it. Oh no, it doesn't actually work here. You can see the gun interface, a little machine gun there. Seems to work here by the looks of it, but not on this Kylie float for once.